I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
We seem to be on, do we not? All right.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana high school football starts now.
And welcome to Bedford North Lawrence High School, where Glycod has for you tonight the Bedford North Lawrence Stars hosting the Jeff Red Devils. I'm Dr. Todd Carter. This is Coach Jim Kazmarek. Colby Martin's on our production here on site. Dylan Indris running the camera for us tonight. He's from here at Bedford North Lawrence High School. We're so happy to be with you. And Coach, tonight, let's just briefly go over. We've got a team in BNL that's 0-2. We've got a team at Jeffersonville that's 1-0. Just your thoughts on the upcoming matchup.
Well, it's a great Hoosier Hills Conference game. Hoosier Hills Conference is a wonderful high school football conference in southern Indiana. BNL has played 2 games. Jeff won, like you said. Jeff played Seymour, who's a conference game for them, and won 44 to 36. I
That's
believe
right.
It was.
Yep.
And Bedford has played 2 really good teams. They played Martinsville open the season, and they played Bloomington North. They got beaten both those games. They scored a lot of points. They gave up a lot of points also. One of the things we talked to Coach Barker about, his defense. So, a lot of points scored. Jeff gave up a lot of points. Maybe we'll see a nice high-scoring game tonight.
All right. Well, when we come back, we will have the chance to hear from who we talked to first, Coach Barker.
Well, yes.
From Coach Barker from here at Bedford North Lawrence. So that when we return, first we want to look at tonight's weather. Tonight's weather forecast presented by 9 Round Fitness in Clarksville. Experience a 9-round workout for free with no obligations. Visit them at 1225 Veterans Parkway. We thank them for that. Come on back for Coach Barker here on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant.
I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Allstate agent Packy Page, with offices in Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville. To find out how Allstate can put you in good hands, or for a free quote, call Packy at 812-202-7271.
This is Coach Derek Barker, the Bedford North Orange Stars. Coach, thanks for taking some time tonight before the game. Appreciate it very much. Coach, you had an interesting rise from a volunteer coach, 7 years ago?
Yep.
To now the head football coach at Bedford. Talk to us a little bit about that experience.
Sure. So I was a player at Linton High School, had a decent career, had some good teams, played for Coach Weber there. After my playing career was over, I knew I wanted to get into coaching, so went to some clinics trying to find a coaching opportunity. Happened to run into Coach Weber there. He said that they were needing some help here, so it was a good fit. I was able to volunteer here, working with the offensive line, just trying to do the best I could at whatever task I was given, and try to take on some more responsibility each year. A couple years ago, when our defensive coordinator retired, I kind of applied for that job, was able to get it, so started kind of looking at the game from a defensive perspective. I was an offensive lineman as a player and as a coach, so started looking at it from that perspective, and knew, ultimately wanted to be a head coach one day. So when the opportunity came to apply here, I threw my name in, just figured it would be a good experience, if nothing else, and was lucky and able to get the job, so here we are.
Well, Coach, congratulations on it.
Thank you.
I know you've got your offense kind of cooking right now. You're scoring some points and a lot of offense things. Defense seems to be a problem, but it looks like defense is a problem for a lot of schools in Hoosier Hills Conference right now.
Sure.
What's going on with your defense?
The biggest thing is tackling for us. We are in the same scheme as we were last year, which this is the first year that's been the case for a while. So it's helped us mentally. We kind of get into where we know where we're supposed to be. Playing our coverages, playing our run fits correctly. We just got to do a better job of tackling. A lot of times, we're trying to get that big hit. We got to do a better job of understanding fundamental breakdown tackling. Wrapping the arms, driving the feet, just getting the guy on the ground. Once we get that done, I think we'll see some better defensive results. But I would also say, especially last week, we played some pretty good offensive teams. So, they're going to score some points. I understand that. We're not going to have very many shutouts. Same thing this week. We got a pretty good offensive opponent, a couple really good running backs. Mm-hmm. So, tackling is going to be of the utmost importance for sure.
Well, and looking at your stats, one thing stands out, and that's Dylan Nykirk. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dylan's a guy that he's got a lot of experience. He's only a junior, but, as a freshman, he did a great job stepping in, returning punts and kicks for us. And then last year he got some of that offensive experience. And he's one of those guys that can do a lot of things, whether it's running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield, catching the ball lined up out wide. Like I already talked about, returning kicks, So he can do a lot of things. And we got quite a few guys that we feel like are pretty good weapons for us. The offensive line's done a good job giving us some holes to run through, some time to get to, our pass progressions. And when you got guys like that can get open and do something with the ball once they get it, it definitely helps out.
Well, my experience of coaching against Bedford, they always had big big players. I noticed your offensive line that's kind of back to normal here at BNL.
It is. After last year, that was a big commitment that we made was, it's kind of hard in today's culture to tell a kid, we want you to gain weight. We don't want everybody running around with six packs and, beach bodies type of thing. So the kids took pride in it this offseason. The coaches did a good job of, really stressing the importance of getting some weight put on, getting stronger in the weight room. It's something we're still working on. But, yeah, like you said, we're starting to get back to where we need to be, looking like a 5A football team up front especially.
A typical BNL team as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Coach, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. This brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer. Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we march towards our kickoff here at Bedford North Lawrence High School, Dr. Todd Carter, Coach Jim Kazmarek with you tonight on the call. Jeffersonville at Bedford North Lawrence. It's time for the Keys to the Game. Tonight's Keys to the Game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. And first up, Coach, I believe is Jeffersonville. So keys for Jeff.
Well, for Jeff, it's some pretty simple keys. They need to get the running game going early and often. Their athleticism and their running attack with their two good running backs should pay some big dividends for them tonight. I'm pretty positive that BNL is not seeing that type of athleticism even against Bloomington North and Martinsville. So that's very important for Jeff. Get that running game started early. Defend the field. Bedford's going to spread them out. Jeff's going to have to learn how to defend the entire field. Once you spread everybody out, there's a lot of voids. Remember, we saw that last week in the Floyd Central game. There's a lot of open areas, and Bedford will probably take advantage of that. Jeff needs to be very good at defending the entire football field, not just that little box of in the front. And then don't let up. You know, last week, and it's tough for high school kids. I can't tell you how many times I hate it to get a big lead right away because the kids let down, and no matter what you do to try to make them understand that this game's not over and you need to play hard for 48 minutes, they will let down. And that happened to Jeff last week in the second half. So they've got to learn to play complete 4 quarters.
Now, as far as Bedford North Lawrence goes and the Stars' keys to the game.
Well, Coach Parker already talked about their offensive line and how much meat they've put on those kids, and that's going to be very important that those 5 offensive linemen, and there's some good-sized young men in there. We'll talk about them during the game. But they need to control that line of scrimmage. They need to create some openings for Dylan Nykirk as a running back. He's a good player. He had 180 yards in offense last week against a good Bloomington North team. So those 5 kids need to really, really control the line of scrimmage and create some openings for the running game. The coach said defensively they got to tackle, and you got to keep Jeff in front of you. They got to keep that athleticism in front of you. If it gets even with you or behind you, you're done. So they've got to keep the offense in front of them, but they've got to do a much better job of tackling. That's what's hurt them the last 2 weeks. One of the things you'll see in high school football nowadays is the tackling is not as good as it was years ago, because you really got to be very careful about the amount of contact you have during practice. So tackling is one of those things that kind of suffer. You tackle against dummies, you tackle against sleds, but it's not like tackling against really good athletic people. Bedford's got to do a good job of tackling and control the ball. Keep Jeff's skill people on the bench. Easier said than done, but they have to control the ball.
All right, so those are the keys to the game for both squads. Again, tonight's keys to the game presented by Mack Construction. Mack Construction provides safe, productive, quality workmanship in civil construction and excavation. Visit mackconstruction.com. Well, let's step away for a few moments. When we come back, we will hear from Coach Parker, Isaac Parker, from the Jeff Red Devils, and our coach had a chance to talk to him just a little bit ago. So when we return, Coach Parker of the Red Devils tonight on Glycod.
Busy, always on the go. And when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
Hi, I'm Isaiah.
And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The second game of the season, I popped my shoulder out of socket, so I went to the doctor a few weeks later, and they referred me to priority radiology to get an arthrogram. It was about a day later that they told me the news that I tore my labrum. Since I got the results back so quick, I got to start doing physical therapy and everything quicker, which made my recovery process a lot quicker, and I'm thankful for priority radiology for getting the results back that fast.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
This is Coach Isaac Parker of the Jeffersonville Red Devils. Coach, thanks for taking a few minutes for us tonight. Coach, a real quick question for you. Last year, you had a rough start for the season, but yet you caught fire and ended up winning the sectional. Okay, walk us through that part where you caught fire.
Yeah, I think part of the slow start was a direct result of not having an off season. Starting my third season this year, coming off our first off season, and not being able to install culture in the offseason, the byproduct of that was suspensions and other disciplinary issues. But I'll tell you, when we started getting kids back from injury and towards the end of the season, we started playing really fundamental football. We started playing really well as a team. We just kind of caught fire at the right time, like you said. We started going down that hill and rolled, and it was a fun ride.
So how has that carried over to your off season and then your summer practices?
The off season was great. It's the first time in Jeff's history we've actually had spring ball. That was a lot of fun. The kids, we had a real good core, good nucleus of kids that bought into the off-season weight conditioning, and we're stepping on the field substantially stronger. And I think that helped us out a little bit last week with our numbers being really shy. And I think we're just under 50% of our full capacity. So glad to be past that a little bit. Still a few players short, but we're feeling better tonight.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is 1 billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Back at Bedford North Lawrence High School, Dr. Todd Carter, Coach Jim Kazmarek, here to bring you the Jeff Red Devils at the BNL Stars. We actually had a little extra time added here in the pregame due to a field dedication here at Bedford North Lawrence, brand new turf field. All these kids are going to be getting little black pellets out of their shoes the rest of the evening. I can fairly guarantee you that. It's time for Storylines. Tonight's Storylines brought to you by Community Action of Southern Indiana. Be part of the youth empowerment movement at voiceindiana.org. So, Coach, expound on these for me. First up, we have Jeff's athleticism versus the Bedford North Lawrence offensive line.
Well,
Thoughts there?
Well, again, we talked about it a minute ago in the keys. The 5 big offensive linemen for Bedford need to control the line of scrimmage. That athleticism is not going to be that much of an effect against those 5 guys against the 3 or 4 defensive linemen for Jeff. The athleticism comes from defensive secondary, the linebackers, the running backs, the receivers, the kick return people, and you can't simulate that kind of speed. If you got fast kids, you can simulate. If you don't have fast kids, it's going to be tough to say, okay, this kid's going to run twice as fast as the one that you're chasing in practice today. So it's really hard for a coach when you have to simulate speed and the type of offense that Jeff's going to present to Bedford. But those 5 offensive linemen, they can control that line of scrimmage. That speed means nothing to them. So those 5 kids can control that line of scrimmage, create some holes, get Bedford 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 yards, stay in front of the chains, stay in front of the downs, and drive, make some nice drives. And then when they drive, they have to finish it and score.
Absolutely. Next we had can Jeff play 4 quarters? And as we talked about last week in their victory, Coach Parker and the Red Devils got up big to start, and then really just kind of let their opponent back in. So the final was 47-36 versus Seymour. But really, Seymour had a big second half.
And they did, and that's indicative of high school kids. And again, that was the opening game for Jeff. Their first game was canceled because of a COVID situation with their opponent. So that was their first game. The kids get up quick, and high school kids, boy, they get up quick and they get overconfident. This is going to be an easy game. And as a coach, I pull my hair out to trying to get them to understand this game is not over. You got to put together 4 quarters. You got to play hard the entire game. So Jeff had 34 points in the first half. Seymour comes back and scores 36 in the second half. Jeff had a couple more touchdowns to stay in the lead, but it's hard for kids to understand that they have to play 4 quarters. The other factor tonight is Jeff has to travel all the way up here to Bedford. It's not the easiest trip for the kids to make, especially after being in school all day. So that's another thing that could play into a slow start for Jeff, which would really help Bedford.
Well, in our last storyline was the rise of Bedford North Lawrence's Coach Barker. Can he find the first Stars win tonight?
Well, I love seeing young coaches rise up through there. I became a head coach after three years as an assistant. I was 25 years old. I thought I knew everything, and I found out in the first game I knew nothing. So I know exactly what Coach Barker is going through this year. And it's great to see young coaches in this profession. And that's what we need. We need young, good role models for the young men who are continuing to play football. And it's great to see both these squads have a large number of kids playing. So when people say, football's coming down, when you come out and watch these teams play, you really don't see that. You see a lot of kids enjoying football, and a lot of it has to do with coaches like Coach Barker, Coach Parker, and we'll be tongue twisting
all night
long. But it's great to see that. He started as a volunteer coach, and I had 2 of my assistants when I played were ex-players of mine who were in college at IU Southeast. And they came and wanted to know if they could coach football with me, and I said, great. And they were volunteers. They ended up both getting jobs. They both ended up getting teaching jobs, and they're still coaching at New Albany High School. And, again, 2 great role models.
Absolutely. So those are our storylines for tonight. We'll see how those play out as the night goes on. Again, we've got a lovely, lovely early fall, late summer night for football here at Bedford North Lawrence. We're glad you could join us. Let's step away. When we come back, we'll be right at the kickoff for Jeffersonville at Bedford North Lawrence. Stay tuned for that.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're upfront with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
One fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycod, it's Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School Football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable since 1952. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Centric Credit Union, centered around you. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod on Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School Football.
And we are back, just about to kick the ball off here tonight at Bedford North Lawrence. Dr. Todd Carter, Coach Jim Kazmarek with you on the call. Colby Martin, our on-site producer. And we also want to say thank you for Dylan Indris running the camera for us, senior here at Bedford North Lawrence tonight. Beautiful night for football. And, Coach, as we watch the striped shirts and the captains walk out for the coin toss, just your thoughts, maybe especially as a first-year head coach, just trying to get that first win under your belt.
Well, Coach, you've got butterflies. Your head, your mind is going in 10 different directions. You got to worry about this. Did we get enough water? Did we get ice? Do we have this? What about this kid's shoes? Huh? And there's just so many things that are going on with the head coach. But right now, at this point, he's going to look at his play sheet, and that's the only thing he's going to think about is the plays that they've practiced to prepare for this game. But it is a wonderful experience. If you ever want to have goosebumps and be really excited, lead a high school football team out onto the field as the head football coach. And I still get chills just thinking about that experience. There's really nothing else that gives you that kind of thrill.
Well, Jeffersonville won the toss. They will receive and defend the south goal. So the Bedford North Lawrence Stars will kick it away and then be on defense to start the ball game. And maybe we should go ahead and throw up that Bedford North Lawrence defense as we were given it before the ball game started early in the week. And it will go as such. Across the D line, Jake Terrell, a senior, Greg Gilbert, a junior, Jace Manuel, a junior, and then the linebacking core of Ryan Perry, Tyson Patterson, and Caden Bennett. Ryan Perry, a senior, Patterson and Bennett, both juniors. Then the cornerbacks, Colton Staggs and Lyric Baker. And safeties, 3 safeties. Maddox Ray, a sophomore. Bry Lewis, a quarterback, and a senior. He's playing safety. And then Pierre Childs, the sophomore, at that last safety position.
Something that, coach should be a little concerned about is last week, Bry Lewis was the second leading tackler, and you really don't want your safety or your quarterback to be the second leading tackler. So they've got to make sure that those runners don't get into that secondary.
So Raul Steele will be kicking it away for the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. And so Davari Julian and Kyan Stevenson back for the Red Devils. Caught and fielded by Stevenson. And he works to the far side of the field, and there's some of that electricity. Finally knocked out of bounds was Kyan Stevenson. And around the 45-yard line.
So I'm actually surprised that Bedford North Lawrence actually kicked the ball deep. Against that kind of athleticism, I think I'd squib it, knock it on the ground, or do some pooch kicks.
So let's see who comes out for the Red Devils. We were not given starting lineups for the Red Devils. So we're going to have to play on the fly here just a little bit and see who is in the ball game. And a handoff inside, not much there. That's Cole Phillips, the senior at running back. And it was Zion Mansfield who had 8 carries for 86 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. So he did yeoman's work, but there was no gain on that drive.
Yeah, good penetration by the 3 defensive linemen for Bedford North Lawrence.
So Phillips comes back out again. Phillips, the senior, and then we'll see if we see Nick Schindler, the sophomore, tonight as well. Handoff again to Mansfield, and he went nowhere. Loss of a couple. Big hit.
Yeah, Greg Gilbert got in there to lost his helmet. He had to come out, but he also made some nice penetration.
So that puts Jeff behind the chains here a bit. 3rd down and 12. The ball moved back to 42.
And so far, the key of the game is keep Jeff in front of you. They've done it the first 2 plays.
So we've got 3 wide outs here to this near side, 1 far side. Looking to throw is Phillips.
Oh,
he looks to air it out. Deep. He's got a man deep. Wobble. Caught.
Helmet catch.
Helmet catch. And that was Davari Julian.
Oh, Davari Julian. It was a little wobbly pass. It kind of looked like one of mine, but mine wouldn't have gone that far. But it was effective, and Julian did a great job of handling that ball because he was actually interfered with. But that's the example. There you go. That's the athleticism. He just ran past the Bedford North Lawrence player.
So big play there for Bedford. 1st and 10. Handoff inside Mansfield, and he went nowhere. The ball may have come loose. I think it was on the ground. Bedford comes up with it, but that was no gain for Zion Mansfield. So 2nd and 10. Again, lovely night here for football. It's cooled off and beautiful.
Couldn't be any better. And I tell you what, I always loved coming up to BNL to play a game. This was always a great atmosphere. The fans are good. It's a neat trip for the kids. We always had a good meal after the game, too.
All right, that's nice. Nice field to play on now, too. And we've got some laundry on the field as Cole Phillips got the snap and illegal procedure. So Jeff backs up a bit.
You know, Todd, sometimes when you change quarterbacks, the cadence is different, and that could cause that to happen. I don't know why Nick Schindler isn't in the game. He started the game.
Well, no, he was set to potentially start the game. Did he start? I thought Cole Phillips started right from the get-go.
Could have been. Sorry.
It was a toss-up who it would be. It was a toss-up. Phillips in that shotgun. Handoff. Mansfield. And a short gainer there. Falls forward. And ends up gaining about 5 back to the 15-yard line.
Maddox Ray comes up from his safety spot, does a good job down in this position at the 15-yard line. The red zone is what they call it. It's important for the safeties to become actively involved in stopping the run.
So ball on the 15 for this third down play. So it's 3rd and 10, definitely behind the chains here. Makes you wonder about field goal range, too. Phillips has a man out in the flat and just threw it over his head. And that was Brandon Curl.
Brandon Curl, yes. Sophomore receiver, 6'1", good size, 6'1", 155. He overthrew him, though. So is this a field goal with our young lady?
Well, let's see if it's – I don't think so.
No.
It would be number 9. It would be Hannah Magruder, but no, I believe that is Javier De Jesus. So De Jesus comes out to
blocked.
Blocked it is. And so Bedford North Lawrence comes up with a big stop.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Touchdown. No, they didn't. I should have been more excited, but I was waiting to see what happened there.
I believe the ball was blocked. It didn't go beyond the line of scrimmage. The Jeff player caught the ball off the rebound and was alert enough to keep running, and because nobody blew a whistle.
I didn't hear a whistle.
Yeah,
you're right.
The play was still live.
So Jeff scores. Fans stunned here. And now the chance to knock it
that
through.
Was Hannah.
And that was Hannah Magruder, and she knocked it through for an extra point.
She did. She made that with about 1.5 inches to spare.
So Jeff comes up big, and unfortunately we did not see who made the touchdown, but that was off a special teams missed field goal, blocked field goal. And that will be interesting as we go through the game, and what a big play that was.
Yeah. Well, and
did you see who picked it up?
No, I didn't. I think it was one of the big linemen who was alert enough to pick the ball up. But because the ball didn't go beyond the line of scrimmage, it's a live ball. It's still live. If it goes beyond the line of scrimmage, it becomes a dead ball.
So our striped shirts very much on top of that. They were well aware of where that would be.
You know what, Todd, I got to say this. In all the years that I coached, and we used to, on Thursdays, we'd go through every strange thing that could happen during a game. And I never wanted the kids to go out there without knowing anything weird was going to happen. That's something we never practiced.
Well, Magruder is going to kick it away here. And up in the air.
Good kick.
And to the up back.
Oh, got some
running
opening.
At about the 28, across the 40, out to about the 43. Dylan Nykark collected that ball up and ran it up the near sideline. So Bedford North Lawrence takes over on offense, and we do have their offense. We'll go through that quickly. We can pull that up. They go like this across the front. Mansker, Garner, Hayes at center, Butcher, and Jackson. Bry Lewis, the quarterback. Jake Terrell, the tight end. Grant Dalton, wide receiver. Riker Hughes, the other wide receiver. And Zane Anderson, running back. Slots are Dylan Nykerk and Grant Todd. Ball in the hands of Zane Anderson there. And across into Jeff territory.
And that's a good example there of that big offensive line. Number 58, Isaac Jackson, big hole there. 56, Nick Mansker makes some big holes. And, again, you don't have to worry about athleticism when you got those big kids in front of you.
So 1st and 10. And pass there to Hughes, and he's got some running room. Forward all the way down to the 31-yard line. Great design, but then nice running after the catch.
Yeah, Riker Hughes had a big game last week. I think he had 100 and some yards receiving on 2 catches. They averaged 74 yards.
And Bedford North Lawrence trying to go fast and catch Jeff on a substitution, but unfortunately they had a man jump. False start on the Stars.
Yeah.
Their first penalty of the night. Now we're having a little discussion here.
Yeah, that was a strange. The referee blew the clock to set the clock. At the same time, there were signals going on, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here. They may wave that flag off.
Well, let's see. As it stands right now, first flag of the game on either team. And again, the Red Devils scored with 8:47 on the clock here in the first period on a blocked field goal and picked up.
Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting penalties.
Jeff had a substitution penalty, too many people on the field, and Bedford you're right, they tried to go fast and went too fast.
Exactly. So those offset back to zeros. So Bry Lewis and company. And I said Bry Lewis, and there again, I need to look back. That's actually Memphis Loudon in there.
Freshman.
The
sophomore,
freshman.
excuse me. He's a sophomore. Yeah, 5'11", 5'11", 190, big kid.
On the season, he's, tell you in a second, looks to throw the ball, overthrows his man. That was Dylan Nykirk out there. So far on the season, Memphis Loudon just a 47% passer. 364 yards, though, and 3 touchdowns, but also 3 INTs. So Loudon takes the snap, pitch back. Nice juke there, forward inside the 25 by Zane Anderson.
And Rafe Swearingen does a nice job of coming up and turning the play inside. Then he breaks away from the block and makes the tackle from behind. Good play by Swearingen.
So it does bring up 4th down, though. Just a couple yards to gain. Loudon in the shotgun. Looks to throw, rifles it out, has a man, that's Hughes. Hughes stepping out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there.
The easy pitch and catch. Jeff cornerback was laying way off, and it's a 5-yard stop pattern, catch, turn, run, get out of bounds.
Nicely done. And so the Stars move the chains and work here in the red zone, their first trip. Loudon looks, tucks, runs, has a lane, gets there. Loudon on the 14-yard touchdown scamper. So Memphis Loudon adds to his touchdown total on the year on the ground. He's now got 2. And
well, I tell you, Dylan Nykirk took a real mean lick, and he wasn't expecting it, and I'm not so sure that was a clean lick, actually. He really got unloaded on and really was out of the play. It looked like someone just targeted him.
Riker Hughes, who's 6 of 7 on extra points so far this season, now 7 of 8. He hits that, and we've got a tie ball game, 7-all. We will step away when we come back. More first quarter action here on Glycott.
This second shift. This old pair of pants. This staycation. this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. To protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
So Bedford North Lawrence answers the early Jeff touchdown, and we've got a tie ball game here, 7-all at Bedford North Lawrence.
Yeah, nice little scamper by Memphis Loudon, the sophomore, coming in, good-sized young man, tucked it and ran, got in. There's the kind of kicks I thought Jeff would do. Bedford would do.
To the up back. And getting away is Rafe Swearingen, and Swearingen finally a run out of bounds on the far sideline.
You got to stay in your containment lanes. If you leave your containment lane and go to make the tackle, the running back's going to break it outside.
And let's see who comes out to play quarterback for the Red Devils.
13.
That's still Phillips.
Yep.
So Cole Phillips on that far hash. He's got Mansfield back there with him, I believe. It is. Now rolling right and intercepted, picked off, and still going. Looks like he's going to go. No, brought down, horse collar tackle by Zion Mansfield. And that was Jesse Brock.
Yep, number 15.
Number 15, Jesse Brock.
Great job, right place at the right time, heads up play on his part.
So a big INT there, and turnover by Jeff. And a nice run back plus the penalty, which does add insult to injury here.
Well, in reality, that's a 1.5 yard penalty for
personal foul.
Yeah. So half the distance to the goal puts it on the 1.5 yard line. So saved a touchdown, only gave up 1.5 yards.
Well, let's see if Bedford North Lawrence can punch it in from here. Memphis Loudon and company back out. And big interception there by Jesse Brock, and sets up BNL in great position. It's Todd and Nykirk there, and Anderson in the backfield. Anderson, is he in?
Yes.
Touchdown.
Yeah, and you know, I'm very impressed with Bedford right now. Bedford North Lawrence offensive line controlling the game. Fired up. They're all fired up.
So the rush from 1.5 yards out for Zane Anderson. And Riker Hughes looks to knock it through. A little high snap, but good hold there by Braden Baker, and it's through. So BNL takes the 14-7 lead here with 5:46 left in the first period. And let's step away. When we come back, we'll have more fourth quarter action here from BNL on Glycod.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Off off the interception by Brock. The Bedford North Lawrence Stars punch the ball in. Now they kick it away and driven backwards. There was Davari Julian.
That was a whole galaxy of stars.
Whole
on
galaxy
that
of stars. I like that, Coach. I wonder where you were going with that. Galaxy of stars. All right. Very well done. So Jeff will come back out on offense again after Cole Phillips threw that interception, his third of the season. He will stay in the ball game. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Man in motion there. That's Stevenson that went in motion, but handoff inside. Mansfield with a short gainer, couple yards. 2nd and 8. And this is, of course, Coach, we talked about that line play, and it's one of those spots where Bedford North Lawrence can really take a hold on this early if they can hold Jeff here. Pass, left side, and caught, and a short gainer. Brought down after about 3 yards, and that's Davari Julian again. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4, and good pursuit on the BNL defensive part. That Jeff player had the ball in the open field using his athleticism, but Bedford North Lawrence was able to get a bunch of players over there to make the tackle. Pursuit, very important. Keeping the play in front of you.
So Mansfield again in the backfield, and we've got flags on the play, legal motion. So penalty against Jeff will back them up another 5 yards. Their second penalty of the evening. Should go ahead and promote the fact that halftime I had the chance to talk earlier with Matt Barker, the athletic director from Jeffersonville High School, and so we will have him on as our halftime guest tonight, second half of the halftime. So 3rd and 8 now for the Red Devils. 3 wide receivers right.
Look for Jeff to go deep. There he is.
Sure enough, Cole Phillips.
And he's got
Davari Julian out there. Fingertip catch, hauls it in, falls forward. They're going to say he's down at the 34-yard line. A beautiful run and catch.
And Bedford North Lawrence was in for that situation, 3rd and 8, Jeff's going to throw deep. Their short passing game is ineffective. They're going to throw deep, use their athleticism to just run. Bedford really didn't have anybody deep. They really had no secondary people. If they're playing man coverage against Jeff Speedsters, they're going to be in a long night.
So Jeff now in BNL territory. Phillips calls for it. Handoff, Mansfield around the right. And met by another galaxy of stars.
Yeah, a lot of blue shirts on that tackle.
They're going to say Ryan Perry and Colton Staggs teamed up on that one for a couple-yard gain, 2nd and 8. See what Phillips and company dial up here. 1 wide receiver, no. Couple on this short side of the field, and that's Davari Julian out there on the far hash.
Look for them to go to him.
That's where he's looking.
That's right, and he's open
Put
again.
It up and
he caught it for a
Great
touchdown.
hands from Davari Julian.
He has made 3 unbelievable catches.
So Davari Julian scores with 2:58 left on the clock here, first quarter.
I think somebody said this might be a high-scoring game.
I believe you said that.
Hey, again, you're gonna have to do something. You can't let that BNL cornerback be out there on an island all by himself against Davari Julian. Ooh,
and
big
Hannah
old
Magruder
paw.
blocked. Big old paw came up, but
Yeah.
Magruder was blocked there. So that makes the score 14-13 BNL over the Jeff Red Devils. And again, that was a 32-yard pass play there.
And that's just what we used to just call a fade pattern, where the receiver just runs into the sideline, fades in, and just throw the ball, and it's either caught or it's out of bounds. And it's a simple pitch and catch, but when you have a Davari Julian, thank you, catching the ball, he's made 3 spectacular over-the-shoulder reaching, diving catches.
And that should note that, unless I'm mistaken, and I don't believe I am, stats from Steve Bird, that was Cole Phillips' first touchdown on the new season. So touchdown from Phillips to Davari Julian. Should tell folks maybe if you tuned in late that had a blocked field goal attempt, and that was actually how Jeff scored their first touchdown. One of the big linemen rumbled in as the ball did not go back to the line of scrimmage. So Magruder to boot the ball away, and goes past Staggs, and here comes the Jeff special teams. So 26-yard line is where the Stars will start.
Memphis Loudon back in at quarterback. And I don't see, do we see?
Yeah, Nykirk is out there.
Is he out there? Good. Good for him.
Dylan Nykirk and Grant Todd are the slots.
Zane Anderson's the back.
Actually, though,
2 in the
Todd
back
comes out to this side. Yeah, Zane Anderson back there with Nykirk. And then 2 wide receivers near side, 1 far, looking to throw. Caught. And then a nice tackle. That's Grant Todd on the catch. Falls forward through the tackle, and first down for the Stars.
Yep. Nice pass, nice catch. Almost a great defensive play. The safety for Jeff did a really good job of getting over there and almost getting his hand on the ball.
So far, what arm I've seen on Loudon seems to be he's got a pretty good arm.
He does.
Inside handoff, right up the gut goes Anderson. Zane Anderson falling forward after about a 4-yard gain. Gets out near the midfield mark, a couple yards shy. Again, BNL goes pretty quickly to the line. 2nd and 6 here. Handoff again, Anderson. That O-line controlling things. It brings up 3rd down and a very makeable 3 yards to go.
Yeah, you see the 5 Bedford North Lawrence linemen, they're just moving that whole Jeff front back 5 yards. The running back just has to stay behind those big butts of the BNL linemen, and you're going to gain 5 yards.
Brings up 3rd and 3 into Jeff territory are the BNL Stars. Nykirk in motion, handoff to Nykirk. He's got the first down, makes a juke, and tackled at the 44. And looked like that tackle was Colin Corbin, big senior. So Nykirk coming from that slot on that sweep or end around.
The jet sweep kind of play.
Moving the chains, though, and we have a timeout. And that's referees calling the officials timeout.
Huh.
And let's see, that's Grant Dalton and coming to the sideline. Not sure what that was about, but Dalton comes to the sideline, and Cole Bailey checks into the game for the Stars. Loudon takes the snap, looks to throw, pitches it up there, has a man but out of bounds. That was Riker Hughes, the intended target.
Yeah, in case you were wondering, the referee took that young man out of the game because his knee pads weren't covering his knees.
Ah.
So you're not properly equipped.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
It's, in college and the pros now, they don't even wear knee pads. But high school, you still need to be completely covered.
Loudon on the 2nd and 10 play.
Oh,
Pitch
yes.
back there to Todd.
Yeah.
Here comes a flag.
Yeah.
First down play going to come back.
Yeah, it is. It's holding.
Man in the white hat says holding BNL. So the first penalty for Bedford North Lawrence. And that will back them up 5 yards. Couple of penalties for Jeff thus far, and that's the first on the Stars. We had one that was offsetting, and that was from the spot. So that moves the Stars back
quite a bit. That's a
quite
big
a bit,
penalty.
Yeah. So it brings up 2nd down and a long, long way. Oh, here comes a flag.
Jeff's offside. Encroachment on the right defensive end.
Offsides on Jeff. Very well played, Coach. And that's their 3rd penalty. Going to be 5-yarder. So encroachment on the Red Devils moves those Stars a little closer to the midfield stripe from the 46.
And you're
Loudon looks to pitch. Oh, has a man, but just couldn't find Todd on that 2nd and 20 play. Brings up 3rd and 20. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, no, I was going to say it on that 2nd down and 20. You only needed to get 10 yards and then get 10 yards on the 3rd down, and that's what BNL was trying to do. It was just a kind of an errant throw, and the ball went through the receiver's hands. But we would have got probably the 10 yards.
So now, got to get the whole 20.
Yeah, a little screen pass and then punt.
Too loud.
Or a run play and then punt.
Or a run play.
Yes.
And right to the middle there. And that's new in the ball game, Pierre Childs.
So most coaches have a play sheet that they have certain plays they practice: 1st down plays, 2nd down plays, 3rd and long, 3rd and short, 4th down, all those kinds of situations you can think of. Very seldom on your play sheet do you have a 3rd down and 20 play.
Right, sure, absolutely. Riker Hughes will come in to punt the ball away. Dawson Axum, the long snapper. And that was a little bit of a wounded duck, but a great punt. Davari Julian backs up, fumbles it, gets out of the first tackle, almost gets away from the second man, but then a nice shoestring tackle. Well played.
That was number 26.
Was number 26, Colin Whitaker.
That's a good open field tackle against
Sure
a really,
was.
really speedy running back. Good for Colin. He does make that tackle. There's another 20 or 30 yards.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. A far hash.
Ooh, it is.
So let's see who that's against.
Block
of the back against Bedford North. Against Jeff, excuse me. So the 4th penalty against Jeff, and let's see what's walked off here.
Legal block in the back on the Red Devils.
And that's going to be 5 yards, I do believe. That will be 10 yards. I stand corrected. Yep. So Jeff, 4 penalties, and that makes it 1st and 10 from the 13. Just 25 ticks left here in this first quarter. Home Stars leading by a point, and then we've got a man go early. That was Davari Julian. And moved early, so that's going to back the Red Devils up again. Their 5th penalty of the night. That was not something we thought about mentioning in the storylines, but that certainly can be a big one.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to remember, this is only Jeff's 2nd game, so they still are working bugs out that some of these other teams now in their 3rd game have already worked out.
So that will back the Jeff offense back to the 8-yard line. 1st and 15 from the 8. Phillips looks to throw, has Mansfield out there, but just overthrew him. Excuse me, not Mansfield. Had Julian out there. My fault.
And, this game, sometimes coaches can make this game harder than it really is because I got a quarterback who can throw it long. I've got a receiver who can catch it long. Let's make this game pretty simple. I'm going to keep throwing it to Julian until they figure out a way to stop him.
Right. How to put a safety back there to defend it.
Put it, get a man in his face and slow him down a little bit.
That's Lyric Baker over there to cover Julian. Now a handoff inside. That was Zion Mansfield. Gain of a couple. Brings up 3rd down and 12. As the clock continues to run. And that will put us at the first quarter break. So at the end of one, we have the Bedford North Lawrence Stars 14 and the Jeff Red Devils 13 come back for second quarter action here on Glycod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we begin the second quarter here at Bedford North Lawrence High School with the Home Stars leading by 14-13 over the visiting Red Devils. A 3rd and 12 coming up for the Jeff offense. Play clock rolls, and let's see what what Jeff is going to dial up. As Phillips takes the snap, but flag. Somebody jump early?
They did. Procedure on Jeff. That's
so 6th penalty on the Red Devils. A false start. And that will be half the distance, right?
Yep. So
it will be 5, excuse me.
Maddox Ray as a safety. See if he cheats over now to cheat over to the Julian side. There's Julian on the left side. Let's see if Maddox cheats over a little.
Baker's out here on him. And Lewis kind of playing off Stevenson, who's in there as well. All right, let's see what Phillips does, standing at his own 1-yard line. And then 15, a handoff to Mansfield, who's going nowhere. Tackled by a galaxy of stars. I like that.
Yes,
Coach. That's great.
And Bedford's defensive line is really dominating the Jeff offensive line. So both BNL lines, offense and defense, now are in a very dominating position.
So 4th down and 18, and looks like a punt formation here. And that appears to be Yuri Abreu, I should say.
Is it Abreu or Abreu?
It's Abreu, according to the Coach Parker from early in the season.
And we got
a flag. delay a game against the Red Devils. 7 penalties thus far. Again, and that's half the distance, so it's just about 1.5 yards, right?
And now the punter has to be worried about stepping out of the end zone if it's a high snap.
He does get the punt away.
Beauty.
A beautiful punt
Holy
over
cow.
the head of Nykirk.
Pick it up.
Who picks it up at the 40 and see if he gets a block. He does. He's into Jeff territory. Now at the inside the 30. Got another great block along the sideline. Finally pushed out of bounds. Super run back by Dylan Nykirk. Will make it 1st and 10 inside the 10-yard line. First and goal inside the 10-yard line.
There's a great example there what coaches call out-kicking your coverage.
Absolutely.
It was such a good kick, but his coverage couldn't get downfield fast enough to make a containment pocket.
Usually that phrase is reserved for me when they talk about how lovely my wife is.
Yes.
They say I outkicked my coverage.
Yeah, well, you did.
Yeah. Absolutely. A beautiful run back there by Nykirk, though. Loudon, handoff inside Anderson, and he scores from the 8. So the Stars open the second quarter with a touchdown at the 10:44 mark.
The key to that was Dylan Nykirk's wonderful punt return.
Absolutely.
And some really good blocking on that also.
So Anderson, Zane Anderson, the senior, carries it in. His second touchdown of the night. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. And that was Hughes knocking it through. We will use this opportunity as the Stars jump out now to an 8-point lead, 21-13 to step away. When we come back, we'll have more second quarter action here on Glycod.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Hackey Page today.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Riker Hughes to kick the ball off for Bedford North Lawrence as it's being returned to the field to play there by the White Hat. And back Davari Julian. And I need somebody to turn the body just a little bit.
Yep.
Well, we'll figure it out here in a minute. I think that's...
Onside kick.
On the ground, onside, recovered by BNL. That went through the hands of one of the Jeff players. He was trying to corral it, but there were too many blue jerseys there.
So now, just a quick explanation. That ball didn't go 10 yards. An onside kick has to go 10 yards. The ball didn't go 10 yards, but the Jeff player touched the ball before it went 10 yards, which makes it a live ball. Now what?
The Jeff player trying to do the right thing to jump on it.
Yeah.
But that brings Loudon and the BNL offense back out on the field. So a little trickery there from Coach Barker.
Yeah. Smart play on his part, too. You know, you got Jeff on its heels.
So Loudon looks to throw. Does, left side, has a man, batted up in the air, caught, brings it down, gets another 5 yards to boot. Riker Hughes. He's got the leg and he's got the hands.
Well, BNL's got Hughes and Jeff's got was it Parker? Julian. And neither one of them can be stopped.
So 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. BNL would love to jump on this and extend this lead. Loudon. Snap, handoff.
Oh.
And there goes Anderson again. Oh, he is hit hard at about the 1 yard line. Big hit there laid on by Rafe Swearingen.
Yeah. I don't. It looked like Zane might have. Did he slow down a step before he got in there?
He looked like he maybe wanted to cut back to his left, and then Swearingen put a stop to that right away.
He did.
But knocking on the door. Second down here. Handoff again, Anderson, and touchdown from 2 yards out. Zane Anderson, his third on the night.
I am so impressed with the BNL offensive line and Anderson, the running back. This is a good football team.
Well, we'll wait till after Hughes' attempt here. Grant Dalton on the hold, and the kick is up, a little sideways, but makes it through. Hughes pops that through, and that makes it 28-13. So what I was going to say, Coach, is with the realignment last year of the sectional for 5A football, putting Jeff and New Albany, Floyd Central, BNL. Now this year they've added Seymour. So very interesting. All of these games are potential, previews of what that sectional would look like.
Right.
But, of course, the interesting part, no seeding. So you never know who you might get or where you might have to play.
And, when I was on the Board of Governors for the Indiana Football Coaches Association going back years and years ago, one of the things that we tried to get them to do was to seed. You don't want your two best teams in the sectional to play in the very first game. Let them play the last game to determine who's going to be the champion. I think the football coaches are still beating that drum, but it's probably never going to happen until they seed basketball games. And then I doubt if that's ever going to happen.
Well, but I know the same argument has been made there, too. Boy, it'd be nice to at least top two use RPI. Okay, so Hughes is going to put the boot back to it again. And it's going to come down at the 15. And that's Stevenson.
He's not down.
And he's not going to go far. He almost got away.
Yeah.
I think they're going to say forward progress out to about the 19 is where they're going to spot the ball. So Jeff will take over at the 19, now in a 15-point hole. And the Red Devils really need to put something together here on this drive.
They really do. This could be even at this point in the second quarter, this could be a determining factor right now.
Let's see if it's still Phillips out there.
Let's see if
I think it is.
See if we can find Julian. The safety needs to move over. You got to get the safety over there.
Handoff inside. That's Jared Tyson on the carry. And Tyson more the slash back compared to Zion Mansfield, who's more of the power back. And nice gain there.
Yeah, Mansfield does the dirty work.
Yeah, going to bring up a gain of 6 in 2nd and 4. So White out here to the 2 to the near side. 1 to the far. Phillips, handoff. Again, that's Tyson. Tries to get around the edge, tripped up. Falls forward for a couple, though. It's going to make it a short third down play. And so 3rd and 1. Really a better fall than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be 3rd and a couple, but 3rd and 1. As that's Alex Zabel comes, he's near sideline here. Stevenson, the wide receiver, next in. And that's a handoff inside Zion Mansfield, and that's that hard run for you out to the 40.
You see that the tailback went in motion coming over our side. That we used to call that eye candy. It serves no purpose except it gets the linebackers all of a sudden to look. Like, why is that guy going over there? And when you snap the ball, they're not focused on what they should be focused on. Just a little eye candy on Jeff's part.
So Mansfield in motion, and now this time handoff to Tyson, and once again, like you said, Coach, more than anything, just a little misdirection there, isn't it?
Now, it'll be interesting to see if they're going to do anything with that. Do they have a play where they're going to get the ball out there to him, a quick pass play, a quick screen out there?
So gain of 7, second down and 3.
And see if BNL makes any adjustments now in their defense.
Second and 3 for Phillips and company. That's Tyson in motion this time. Zion Mansfield inside. Now this time trying to use that smaller back as the decoy, but BNL read it well that time. 3rd and 3. Line to gain right at midfield.
And 21, Ryan Perry. No gain, 3rd down, 3.
So Phillips and company. Back out, that's Zion Mansfield standing next to the quarterback. Tyson further in the backfield. Quarterback looks to throw. He's got a man. It's Stevenson out there and tossed up. Intercepted, or did it hit the turf?
No, intercepted.
And that is Bry Lewis. The senior comes up with a big INT. Second turnover of the ball game, both on interceptions.
And what surprised me was that entire series, Julian was not in the game.
So you wonder if he got shaken up.
I don't know, but if I was going to throw it deep, I would have made sure Julian was around the ball.
So BNL takes back over, this time deep in their own territory. Might be their worst starting position thus far. Inside handoff for no real gain there.
Ball, number 13, Peter Childs.
And that was Childs on the carry.
Made by number 58, Isaiah Martin. Loss of 2.
Loss of a couple, 2nd and 12 now for the Stars.
Let's see here. Looking at Dylan Nykirk in the slot, and Jeff really does not have a man covering him.
Overthrown there.
Yeah.
Not sure if that was intended for Bailey or Nykirk.
I think it was intended for Bailey. I think it was going to be one of those quick screens because Nykirk was in a position to block. I don't think he ever expected that ball, but I really thought they might throw it to him.
That does stop the clock with Bedford back this far. They'd love to pin them back a little bit. Enough inside. And on that 3rd down play, really pretty conservative just to move the ball to the middle of the field, expecting maybe another big punt out of Riker Hughes because he had a biggie.
The play that hurt BNL on that series was the 1st down play where they didn't gain anything. And that put them behind the chains all of a sudden. Now it's 2nd and 10. Incomplete pass. Now it's 3rd and 10. No reason to take chances down here.
So that is Davari Julian coming back. He's standing at the BNL 40 or so. Now still backing up a little bit. Hughes had a nice kick the first time. Not quite as good as that brow kick. That was a huge one. But Hughes had a nice kick. And he gets that one away.
Another good kick.
Another good kick, but fielded by Julian. And he's got some running room. Gets it into BNL territory. Down inside the 30. They're going to say right at the 30, but still about a 16-yard or so, 17-yard return.
So think for just a minute.
Oh, don't put that to me now,
All
Coach.
Right.
Okay.
3rd and long, and Jeff throws an interception down to the 10-yard line. BNL doesn't do anything. They punt it, and now they got the ball in the 30. So they've actually just gained 30 yards on an interception. And now, as weird as that sounds, that's the way you need to look at it. It's hidden yardage.
Absolutely. Phillips takes the snap, hands off to Mansfield. He's stood up at the line, and BNL defense comes up big. That's Ryan Perry, I believe, coming up from the linebacker spot. And we have a timeout on the floor, and so on the field. Excuse me. We're going to step away for a timeout as well. Come on back for more BNL and Jeff from BNL on Glycod.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
So Jeff now with the 2nd down play and 2nd and 14 coming up after Zion Mansfield stood up. 15-point lead here for the Stars, and we have thus far been impressed. The Stars started 0-2. They sure aren't playing like an 0-2 team, are they, Coach?
Yeah, no, but again, we list Martinsville and Bloomington North, 2 quality teams, and they've scored a lot of points in those games. They just haven't stopped anybody. Right now, they're doing a pretty good job of stopping Jeff.
Jeff can be explosive. We know that. Oh, pitch and catch just was not able to be completed by Zabel. Phillips to Zabel. Zabel just did not tuck that one away. Alex Zabel, the senior.
Yep. And
that's too bad.
Yeah. Catch, tuck, and then turn and run.
Brings up 3rd down.
It's not turn and run, then catch and tuck.
Right. So 3rd and 14 from the 34-yard line for the Red Devils.
And, I believe that Jeff is in 4-down territory here. They're going to go for it on 4th down if they don't make this first.
And pitch by Phillips out to the right side. Gain of about 5, maybe 6, but that's not anywhere near enough. And that was Brandon Curl out there that caught that ball. So 4th and 11. They're only going to say a gain of about 3. So what are you going to dial up here, Coach?
Little screen pass.
Davari Julian's in there. And
I don't know if Jeff has a bubble screen.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the ball in Julian's hand somewhere or another.
So Tyson's in the backfield. And getting away is Phillips, but here comes the Bedford North Lawrence defense.
Big pressure.
Big Greg Gilbert
in
on that. So a huge sack.
5'10", 255, and nose tackle Greg Gilbert. He brought Phillips down.
So turnover on downs to the Stars.
That's a big play. Not only that, but look at the field position. They had it on at the 10. Now they're on the 37. Big change in field position.
So Loudon for the Stars. Inside handoff. Anderson. Good hard run there. Gain of about 3, maybe 4. See where the spot is.
About 4, gave him 4.
At the 43-yard line.
That was what we used to call a tackle trap, where they brought their tackle all the way across the line of scrimmage to kick out the defensive end of Jeff. Interesting play.
So 2nd and 6. That was a hard-earned 4 yards. Loudon. Handoff in there to Anderson. The Jeff defense was all over that. And
Caden Gales, number 21, made that tackle. I believe that's who it was, 21. Not the best tackle I've ever seen, but he did bring him down.
So 3rd and 6 for the Stars. Loudon and company. We've seen a little bit of throwing from Loudon early, but now since then they've really been content to keep the ball on the ground. And we have a timeout on the field. We do have a timeout on the field. 2:25 remains. We will go ahead and just take a very brief timeout. When we come back, we'll have the end of this first half of action for you from Bedford North Lawrence High School on Glycott.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycott.
So on 3rd and 6, Coach is already diagnosing the plays up here. Says they're going to stick with the double slot are the Bedford North Lawrence Stars, leading by 15. Christening this new field, brand new field turf field, beautiful. On this lovely night for high school football. Loudon calls for it, takes the snap. Here comes the defense. Oh, caught by Nykirk. Just barely hauled that in. It's going to be short of the first down marker, though. Gain of about 3 or so.
What do you think, Coach Parker? Go for it? You want to go for it? How much time we got left?
We've got 2 minutes
2:07.
left.
He's going.
He
Good
is
for
going to
him.
go for it. I thought maybe they bring Hughes in.
You better
and
hurry though. You're gonna
19 seconds.
You're burning the play clock. If you're gonna go, you better go.
4th and a long one.
They're gonna call time. I hope they're gonna call timeout.
I believe that's what they're going to do, and they do. We'll tell you what's going to be coming up next week on Glycott. We've only got those couple of scores there that have been running on the ticker. I know Floyd Central and Silver Creek were getting started late tonight. They weren't going to start till 8, so we may see that score here soon. So next week on Glycott in southern Indiana, you're going to have Providence versus Clarksville from Clarksville High School, and then we're also going to have South and North Oldham in a cross-county battle from over in Oldham County. Then a Lexington Catholic versus PRP. That will be on audio. And also Frederick Douglass versus Dunbar on an audio ball game. That's next week. And then on September 17th, we've got Providence again. Providence versus Charlestown. Trinity versus Mail, that one on a video production for you. Oldham County versus South Oldham. And PRP versus DeSales, and Lincoln County versus East Jessamine coming up on the 17th. So Loudon calls for it, but we got a whistle from the White Hat.
Mm-hmm. Something equipment, something.
Yeah. See if all the folks in the referee crew can get this sorted out. Maybe it was the placement of the ball. I don't know if – I'm not sure.
I don't know. Something about equipment, I think.
All right. So Loudon, two backs in the backfield with him, calls for it. Handoff inside. Anderson, tough run for the first down. Falls forward into Jeff territory, down to the 45. Needed one, got 6.
Did Did it look to you like Anderson was surprised he had the ball? It looked to me like Anderson, like when he got the ball, was like, "Whoa, wait a minute! I gotta pick up the pace here."
I'm not sure. I saw a pretty tough run, but
it was a tough
could
run,
be. That was maybe supposed to go to the other back there. So 2 wideouts, right to left. Anderson in the backfield. Oh, here comes pressure, and Loudon swarmed under. And I believe that's Vance Boyd. Was that number 12? Yeah, Vance Boyd, the senior, coming in for Jeff.
Yeah, both of the Jeff edge rushers, they're 2 outside, we used to call them EOLs, end of the line. The edge rushers really crashed in hard. If BNL had had a running play towards them, that would have been a big gainer because they were coming hard. Here they come again, same thing.
2nd and 14 for Loudon. And, of course, with the shotgun, he's back off the line of scrimmage another 5 yards. Handoff, Anderson. And he gets back to the line of scrimmage and 1 more. So that's going to be
Hey, don't get greedy.
13.
Don't get greedy. Let the clock run out. You got a 15-point lead.
Absolutely.
You ought to be really happy.
With 16 ticks left here. See if they even try to run a play. Sure don't have any body language that they're going to. So that will bring us to the half where the Bedford North Lawrence Stars lead the Jeff Red Devils 28-13. We are going to step away here from some of our wonderful sponsors. We'll come back and talk about the scoring and go through some of the happenings there in the first half. Stay tuned for all of that on our halftime here on Glycod.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
Halftime here at Bedford North Lawrence High School, where the home Stars lead the visiting Jeff Red Devils in this Hoosier Hills Conference action, 28-13. Let's go over the scoring. And it all got started with Jeff on a blocked field goal with 8:47 in the first quarter, excuse me. Blocked field goal. The ball did not get to the line, back to the line of scrimmage, and it was carried in by an unknown lineman from about 8 yards out. And so that gave Jeff that first score. Hannah Magruder knocked home the PAT to make it 7-0. A little more traditional score for our second score, 6:09 left in the first quarter. BNL scored on a rushing touchdown by Memphis Loudon, the quarterback, 14 yards out. Hughes knocked through the extra point to make it 7-all. 5:46 left in the first quarter. BNL scored again. Zane Anderson, the workhorse back for these Stars, scored from a yard and a half out. Hughes knocked through the PAT, making it 14-7. Jeff scored 2:58 on the clock in the first quarter. Pass play from Phillips to Davari Julian from 32 yards out. Magruder missed on the extra point, and it was 14-13. Second quarter scoring, 10:44. BNL scored on a rushing touchdown from Zane Anderson. What was interesting about that was the run back after a brow punt from Jeff in their own end zone. Went all the way down to the 40 of BNL, and Nykirk picked it up and ran it all the way back to the 8-yard line where Zane Anderson was able to score, making it 21-13. 9:45 left in the second quarter. BNL scored again. Zane Anderson from 2 yards out, and Hughes popped home the PAT, making it our halftime score of 28-13. So now we just got a couple things we're probably going to put up on the screen, but tonight's halftime brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. And, Coach, you had a couple things you wanted us to put up there. Talk about them.
Well, one of the keys to the game was, two of them we want to talk about. Number one was how the BNL offensive linemen could dominate this game. And it's obvious in the first half, they have really dominated the game. You could see them just moving the Jeff defensive linemen back 5 yards on running plays. And so they've been very successful in that, and that's part of the key to the game. The second key to the game was control the ball and keep Jeff's playmakers on the sideline. They've done that. They're very, I don't know what time of possession would be, but I'd say it's at least 3-1. For BNL right now, and if you don't have the ball, you're not going to score. And BNL has done a great job of controlling the ball and controlling the flow of the game so far. So, congrats to them. Keep it up. Do that in the second half, and you're going to come away with a victory.
All right.
But they have to figure out a way to get double coverage on Julia.
Gotcha. So those are our Centra Credit Union halftime numbers. Well, we are going to step away here for a few moments. When we come back, had a nice long conversation with the Jeff athletic director, Mr. Matt Barker. So when we return, we will hear from Matt Barker, Jeff athletic director, here on Glycod.
Is a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
The only name you need to know for all your auto repair needs is Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Sure, our name might be hard to say, but we can fix everything no one else wants to fix. Big or small, we can do it all. Foreign or domestic, if it needs repair, Voyner's can handle the job. The only thing high-tech about us is what we do, and we're up front with you and we'll do the job right. One thing we have to sell is our time, and we won't waste yours. Voyner's Auto and Truck Repair. Family owned since 1981. Call us for all of your auto repair needs.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
And welcome back to Southern Indiana High School football tonight on Glycod from Bedford North Lawrence High School. And on the phone we have Jeffersonville Athletics Director Matt Barker. And we are so happy to have him joining us this evening. And Mr. Barker, just want to ask you a little bit about what's going on with Jeffersonville Athletics this fall. It's always an exciting time getting back to school, also a bit nerve-wracking with COVID and so forth. But just tell us a little bit about what's happening at Jeffersonville this fall.
Yeah, we've got a lot of exciting things going on, Todd. We are off to a great start with our girls soccer team. They're currently 4-0, and we've got a brand new coach in this year. This is her first year as a head coach, and we're really excited for them. And then, obviously we got cross country going. Got a young lady, Ariel Phillips, who has been placing in the top 20 in a lot of the invitationals that she's been running in. Tennis, we're coming off of a regional champ from last year in boys tennis, and Coach Rome has got them going again this year. They just actually beat Seymour and Silver Creek this past, two teams ranked in the top 20, which is, a really, really great start to the season there. As far as boys soccer, we've had a couple really tough opponents early with Columbus North and Butler out of Louisville. But we've got a brand new soccer coach in, Coach Colin Bell, who is really I'm really excited about. He was very successful when he coached Silver Creek, and he's going to definitely bring that to our program here at Jeff. Volleyball, we got Coach Briscoe. He's in his third season here. He has started off 0-3, but he had two very tough opponents, Columbus East and Seymour. But the last three matches they've had, they went 3-0. They head up to Fort Wayne this weekend for a tournament at Carroll High School. We got the girls golf team has been playing really well. We have a transfer in from New Albany, Lakin Tetley, who's been placing pretty high in a lot of their invitationals that they've been part of. And then, obviously, football coming off of a big win last week against Seymour. Started off with a rough start with football because our team was on quarantine, so we weren't able to have our opening scrimmage and then our first home game against Butler County. But right now, or Bell County, I'm sorry. But right now we're 1-0. We're heading to Bedford or at Bedford, and it's going to be a tough matchup for us. But Coach Parker's got them rolling, and I truly believe this is going to be another big year for our football team, since we are defending our sectional championship.
Absolutely. How about that, coming off a sectional championship and trying to get rolling now? And you said something about COVID, and I did want to ask just briefly about that before we move on. And that's just how difficult has it been, and I'm sure it is for everybody, but how difficult is it and has it been at Jeff High School just with all of the restrictions that are still in place because of COVID and trying to keep everybody lined out and safe?
Yeah, obviously this is our second go around with this. We battled it all last year with the restrictions and the policies that we've all put in place here within Greater Clark schools. We've had, a handful of key athletes that have had to go on quarantine. Most of those have been close contacts, and then once they get off quarantine, they come right back in, and get a couple practices under their belt and then get right back in the mix of things. But, I think a lot of our student athletes are kind of used to this now, which is really unfortunate. They know the adversity that they face with the COVID, but our coaches are doing a good job as best as they can. Keeping their drills within under 15 minutes and rotating around and seating charts on the buses when we travel, wearing masks, washing their hands and doing all that stuff. Just prevent a team from becoming a full quarantine team like we had to do with football early this summer or this fall. But we're coming around, and I'm very optimistic. We're going to see light at the end of the tunnel once we get through this. But it's going to be challenging. But we're all in this together. We're going to keep chugging away, and hopefully keep our athletes and our coaches healthy.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to ask you one more brief question, and that's just with as fall transitions to winter, what we might be seeing at Jeff High School. I know that's a little ways down the road, but at the same time, it's not that far away. So as fall turns to winter, what might we look forward to at Jeff High School?
Well, as far as on the athletic side of things, we're going to have another big year, I think, out of our boys basketball program. Our girls basketball program is still pretty young, but they should have a build off of last year, get some more wins underneath their belt. Wrestling, got a lot of key wrestlers coming back. Swim program's going to be solid again. So I think our winter sports are all going to be very exciting. I'm looking forward to that. With that, just hoping that we don't have to go into restrictions like we did last winter, where we went from immediate family only can attend games. Then we opened it up to about 25% capacity, and then we opened it up to about 50%. I mean, right now we're at 100% for our volleyball, and but masks are required as they come into Johnson Arena. But we just have to play it by ear. But I lived through it once last year. I believe I can live through it again, and all of our athletes can get through it again. And it's just making sure that we're doing the right things and being successful.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time tonight, and we look forward to what's coming up with Jeff Athletics this fall and winter. Thank you.
Tailgate or tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Hackey Page today.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
I was at practice one day, kind of made a cut through the lane, and I noticed that I landed on my knee a little weird. I saw my trainer here at school, and they highly recommended that I go to priority radiology. Any athlete, when you do go down with an injury, the first thing you think about is just how long that you're going to be out. Going to priority radiology, where I could get my results back quickly, made a big difference because I wasn't left waiting for weeks before I could even start a treatment. I was able to get what I needed right away.
This second shift, this old pair of pants, this staycation, this brown bag lunch. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your new kitchen, that new car, or your new house a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it, to protect your new life, your future, your dreams.
Yes, I'm a dreamer.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleaning to complex procedures. Visit drtoddcarter.com to learn why generations put their trust in Dr. Carter for their dental health. Or to schedule an appointment, call Annette or Joyce at 812-944-5155. Located at 809 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we return to Bedford North Lawrence High School, 28-13, the home Stars christening their new field here, their new field turf field tonight. And thanks again to AD Matt Barker from Jeffersonville High School for talking to us tonight. Well, Coach, your thoughts on what Jeff needs to do to try to climb back into this in this second half?
Well, two things. First of all, they have to do something in their defensive line. They're just getting manhandled by the BNL offensive line. So either start moving them, slanting them. I don't think blitzing the linebackers is the answer. They just got to get those 4 defensive linemen to play a little tougher, a little stronger. You saw a little bit of that towards the end of the second quarter. The other part about it is they've got to establish that running game. They have not established a running game yet. Their big plays have been long passes. I don't think that's Jeff football. They need to reestablish that good, strong running game. They've got 2 outstanding running backs. I bet you between the 2 of them, they don't have 50 yards rushing.
Well, and I think last but not least, right, Coach, cut down on the mistakes. 2 interceptions thrown by Phillips, and then 7 penalties for give or take 28 yards, which includes a couple of just, half-yarders down there, half-distance sorts of plays. Right. But those are big, so 7 penalties.
Yeah, clean up the mistakes.
So Hannah Magruder kicks it away for the Red Devils, picked up at the 22 by 22. And that Staggs carries it out past the 30-yard line.
He had a big return game last week against Martinsville. He had 100 and some yards in return, both punts and kickoffs last week.
So 1st and 10, Stars from their own 35. I was going to try to see if I could find that exact number on Staggs, as Loudon and company come back out. Mm-hmm. 1 man in behind him. Hand off there, Anderson. Good blocking out in front.
Very good.
Goes for about 8 yards or so, maybe even 9.
Pushed out of bounds by Evan Stevenson, number 3 cornerback.
So a gain of 9. Nice start there for the Stars. It's a little bunch over here on this right side. Going to block for Anderson. He's around the corner, has the first down, and then steps out of bounds right at the midfield stripe.
Rafe Swearingen. We've mentioned him quite a bit.
Several times. Now, he was unless I'm mistaken, Floyd Central transfer that came over and was actually potentially going to be competing for a starting job there, but ended up transferring for some academic reasons. A program at Jeff in particular that he wanted to attend. 1st and 10 with the ball right on the 50-yard line. As Anderson could not get back to the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there. And I believe that was Ponce.
Leland Ponce, yes. Leland Ponce. Sophomore. 6 foot, 205. Good-sized young man for a sophomore.
Going to bring up 2nd and 11 on that loss of 1. Bedford just on their side of the half the field. looking to throw. Loudon, then he tucks it, and here comes the Jeff defense. No, he gets away. Well, he got away, but couldn't get too much back. Tackled back by Swearingen, so call his number again, and that's going to bring up third and about 14 or so.
And Memphis is going to learn this, but he has to have a clock in his head. And he's got to know that he's got 3 seconds back there, and after 3 seconds, he's either going to throw the ball, get rid of it, or run, because he can't wait much longer. If he gets a good 3, but he's got to have that clock up in his head.
So just a sophomore here is Loudon. Now he pitches over, new back in the ball game. Nice run for the first down. Cuts back, 30, 20, 10, and touchdown. And that is Pierre Child.
And
so Pierre Childs with a big touchdown run.
Well, that caught you and me off guard, and it certainly caught the Jeff defense off guard. Pierre Childs has got some wheels.
So Childs with the long touchdown run. Was that 56 yards, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes. Yep.
From the 44. And the kick is up. Kick is good. Riker Hughes knocks the kick through, and BNL jumps on for another 7, making it 35-13. Let's step away. When we return, we'll talk about that play and more of the second half here on Glycod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by W.M. Kelly in New Albany. Find out about a rewarding career by emailing info@wmkelly.com.
So with that Pierre Childs touchdown, his third of the season, 53 yards on that touchdown play. BNL tacks 7 more on. And Hughes onsides again. Jeff comes up, grabs it this time, and staying on his feet, the Jeff player, until finally gets it forward to about the 48. So it's going to be a nice gainer there.
Frontline players for Jeff on that did a good job of letting the ball go past them and let the one of the upbacks pick it up.
And that was Daly with the return for Jeffersonville.
Several years ago, worked a game. It was North Oldham and Franklin County. And Franklin County kicked onside kicks on after every touchdown and recovered, I would say, probably 3/4 of them.
Oh, my goodness. Interesting possibility. Oh, blocked by Dylan. No, excuse me. That was Patterson, 6'2" frame, got his paw up there and blocked Phillips. Phillips he did catch it. And that was actually, it was really would have almost been better off just batting it to the turf.
And that's what you tell the quarterback to do.
Knock that thing down.
Don't catch your own pass. Knock it on the ground. Nothing good can happen after you do that.
So again, Tyson Patterson for the Stars. The junior came up and got right in the face of Cole Phillips.
There's Julian in motion. I'm going to get the ball to him some way or another.
And instead,
nice
cut, and falls forward about an 8-yard gain there into BNL territory. Jared Tyson, he had 9 carries for 134 yards last week, so he certainly can move the ball. Davari Julian checks to the sideline, just as a note, on the 3rd down and 3 situation here. You figure some sort of a running package maybe in for the Red Devils. Mansfield and Tyson. They're on either side of Phillips. 2 wide receivers, far right, 1 left. And handoff, Tyson. Oh, we got a flag come in.
Uh-oh.
Staying up
Watch
is
it.
Tyson.
This is dangerous. Oh,
And
they got him from
caught
behind.
in the backfield.
What a nice play by.
Very good tackle, and that was Staggs again. Colton Staggs has shown he's got some wheels.
Yep. Got holding against
Jeff. Yep.
You see that so often. We're on a long run.
So penalty decline.
4th down. 4th down. Jeff's going for it.
Brings up 4th down. What's interesting is
Yeah.
Abrao had
Do you really want to go?
Had a big cannon of a leg. You think you could
You're down 22.
pin him back.
Now what are they going to do? Now they're going to punt. And they're going to get a delay of game if they
Mass
don't hurry.
substitutions.
That's
They're going
their
to
punt
have to take
team.
a timeout.
Yeah, they got their punt team coming out. Some of them are. Some of them aren't.
And
They don't have a punter.
they got everybody confused,
They don't have a
but no
punter.
punter. Here comes the punter, and a timeout by Jeffersonville. So a little bit of confusion there. 9:04 left in this third period. We will just keep it here as Jeff sorts it through. Sort of a last-minute decision there on whether to punt or not.
Most of the time, Todd, you have a special teams coach that his job is to make sure those people are always organized. On 3rd down, you gather up your people.
Right.
I want the punt team right here by me, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got a punter. Yes, okay. Then you wait for the coach, the head coach, to give you the word to send them out. If you don't send them out, hey, go ahead. Or if you make a 1st down, all right, but guys, you hang with me.
Now,
a lot of places have these mats they'll lay on the ground, and they'll have circles for the 11 people on the punt team.
Now, how confusing does it get, though, when you have people on that punt team who are also have to play either, or on the offensive line or et cetera?
That's all a job for that kicking game coach.
Right?
That's a kicking game coach.
So-
He has to deal with that.
So this is Abrao standing back at the 36-yard line.
Wow,
boots it away.
he has got a
One
leg.
heck of a leg.
Oh, in
it
the end
rolls
zone.
into the end zone. If it had taken just a bit of a left turn,
Yep.
it would have pinned BNL way back. But still, one heck of a leg.
That is a good punt.
Not a lot of hang time, but man, oh man, does it go.
Yeah, he's got a cannon back there. Yeah. You don't normally see. Again, we go talk about linemen back there punting, and you just hope that something bad doesn't happen when the ball gets on the ground. But boy, he has a good leg. Yuri Abrao.
Yuri Abrao. And he is a senior, 6'2", 290-pound senior.
Whew. No
And
wonder
when
he's got a cannon.
When he gets that leg a moving, that ball really travels. So 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Stars. Handoff. Anderson made a man miss. Laundry comes in at about the 28-yard line, a 12-yard carry, but
it's gonna
let's
be
see if that one's going to come back.
It is. I think they caught number 14, Grant Dalton, maybe reaching out with his hands when he really didn't need to. All he needed to do was get his body in front of him.
So it's a hold.
That hurts. That was a 1st down. Was that did they
Would have
gain
been a first down. Yep, it would have been a 1st down.
Yeah.
Holding against Bedford North Lawrence. And as the men in the striped shirts figure that out, only the second.
Oh, wrong way. He was marking it off against Jeff.
Only the second penalty of the night for the Stars, as opposed to 7 for
So
the
it's
Red Devils.
1st and 10 again.
1st and 10 again. Well, 1st and 9, they're saying officially. And Anderson, again, this time swarmed under. He may have gotten a yard. But then again, maybe not. We'll wait till the pile unfurls here. So 2nd down and 9. As Memphis Loudon and company.
They're very, very heavily overbalanced on the right-hand side here. Let's see what they're going to do.
Fake handoff. Oh, caught. And still going. 40, 30, 10. Touchdown, Bedford North Lawrence. That's Bry Lewis, who plays defensive back and quarterback.
And he plays slot back.
And
he's got some wheels on him, too. That was just a little, what we had talked to Colby about. They got a double slant in over here and just little play fake, quick pass to the receiver. He makes a great catch, too, by the way.
Absolutely.
And then he's gone. There's nobody. There's no free safety for Jeff.
So Riker Hughes that was on the 21, right? So 79-yard pass play. And Hughes' kick, it was a low squibber, but it went through. And with that, BNL pushes the score out to 42-13. We will take a break, and when we return, more third quarter here from Bedford North Lawrence High School on Glycod.
A proud supporter of the Providence Pioneers and Southern Indiana High School athletics, Mack Construction is a second-generation company that provides quality workmanship in heavy civil construction, asphalt, and streetscape while maintaining focus on worksite safety and productivity. Put Mack Construction's nearly 40 years of award-winning service to work for your project. For more information, visit mackconstruction.com. Mack Construction. Experience. Reputation. Solutions.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
The score now extended to 42-13 as these Bedford North Lawrence Stars want to christen this field in properly. They've managed the only 2 scores so far in the second half and have extended here on the Red Devils. Nice deep kick by Hughes, fielded at the 8. And that's Stevenson. And then a big lick laid on him.
26.
Colin Whitaker.
Todd, that is a perfect form tackle. You couldn't do that in practice better than what he just did right there.
And, folks, if you could see the smile on Coach Kaz's face when that perfect tackle was made. Yeah, absolutely.
Love that stuff. And, Coach Barker talked about them practicing tackling and becoming better tacklers. Obviously, it's paying off tonight.
Absolutely. So, 1st and 10. See if the Jeff offense can get anything to going here. You sure know they'd like to.
This is a very, very...
Phillips, pitch and catch, but Curl ran into trouble there. And that was Brock coming up to make the hit. But about a 4-yard gainer, 2nd and 6. Now, with that kind of pitch and catch, though, Coach, what is there to say for, well, of course, you need big chunks, but yet, boy, you just want to do things like that are kind of easy just to get your offense in a rhythm, right?
Get a score in this quarter. I think that's really important for Jeff to get a score in this quarter. Holding.
So, holding, Coach says, Laundry comes in the backfield. Tyson on the carry there.
Yeah.
He would have been just shy of the first down sticks. So holding on the Red Devils. That will be their first official penalty of the second half, but 8th overall. So 33 penalty yards thus far.
A lot of times I'm sorry, Todd.
No, go ahead.
A lot of times what happens with offensive linemen is they tire out. They're the big guys, the big hosses. They get tired, and when they get tired, they stop moving their feet. And once they stop moving their feet, their blocks become grabs. And we always would drill the offensive lineman about you got to keep your feet moving. Feet moving, feet is what we drill on them all the time because you can't reach out and grab.
Phillips takes the snap, looks to throw. Here comes some pressure, rolls right, pitch to Julian. First time he's touched the ball second half. Nice yards after catch. Going to have the first down before being pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Coach, I know exactly what we said getting into this second half and what you'd think would be happening. Boy, get that ball in Davari Julian's hands, right?
He's hot. He's the hot hand right now for Jeff. And Bedford North Lawrence hasn't really changed their coverage on him. Hey, it's 1st and 10. Throw one up long. We already got to lose.
So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line of Jeffersonville.
There you go.
Phillips, batted down. I didn't see who got the hand up there. I think it might have been Ryan Perry.
And Cole Phillips is a tall guy. He's 6'2" and over 200 pounds. He's a big, tall guy. So he's got to, because that's the second or third time he's had a ball batted down. He's got to be bringing the ball down when he's throwing. Instead of throwing from up here, he's got to be bringing that ball down in here. So you take a 6'2" guy, now he becomes 5'10" when he drops that ball.
So 2nd and 10 on that far hash. That's Julian in motion.
They got trips there. Let's see.
Trips right. And
Jeff moved.
Laundry comes in, and Laundry comes in again.
A lot of penalties tonight.
Yep.
You expect this in the first game of the season.
So false start against Jeff. And that's another 5 yards. And
did he call unsportsmanlike conduct?
He sure did.
Where did that come from?
I'm not sure.
Did that come from the bench?
I'm not sure if that was the bench or somebody said something after the play.
The line judge over on the Jeff side threw a flag also, 55.
So that was 5 yards.
And then we're going to put 15 more on it.
I believe so. Now the White Hat's explaining. The referee, that is. Explaining what's going on there. And now 15 more.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those.
So 5 plus 15. That's 25 yards of penalties in this half already.
And they had
against Jeff.
They had 8 in the first half, didn't they, Todd?
8 in the first half for 28 yards. So 2nd down and 30. I'm fairly certain they're playing north here. They have to get this ball most of the way to Bloomington to get a first down. Through the hands of Stevenson. Kyan Stevenson just began to turn before
I just don't think this pitch and catch game is Jeff's game. Jeff's game is a running game, and they just can't get the running game on track today. Bedford's defensive front, their 3 defensive linemen and 3 linebackers are doing just a really nice job of kind of bottling up the Jeff running game.
So brings up 3rd down.
Where's Julian?
And 30.
I'm going to throw it deep. I'm going to get some
on
double.
The far sideline,
there he is.
maybe?
There he is. There he is.
Caught by Tyson, and that's for a gainer out to the 25. Davari Julian was well down the field there. He was near the first down sticks.
Yes.
That would have been a long way to heave the ball.
Hey, I guarantee it. I have confidence that young man would have made the catch.
So brings up 4th down, and Abrao comes back in to punt it away.
And they're still having trouble getting their punt team on the field.
So Yuri Abrao.
Here comes another one.
8 seconds. 7, 6. Abrao calls for it. Bobbles it on the turf.
He fumbled it.
He fumbled it.
And
picked up by Bedford North Lawrence.
And now do you know why you don't put linemen back there to punt?
He's got a cannon of a leg.
Yeah,
Coach,
he's got a cannon, but
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So
this will be the nail in that coffin. I really thought if Jeff could have gotten a score in this quarter.
So a big recovery there. Ball on the 12-yard line. Technically not really a turnover, just it happened to be where the ball was given over to Bedford North Lawrence. As Loudon. Incomplete.
Got greed. We've just got notification that on that punt, Jeff actually had 12 men on the field.
Would have really been better off getting the flag, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would have. You're right.
They would have,
Yep.
All right, so 2nd and 10 from the 12 for Bedford North Lawrence.
Come on, give it to. There you go. There you go. That's the guy.
And that's
there
Childs.
There you go. Keep fighting.
Childs keeps fighting for it, keeps those legs a-churning, falls forward to about the 7-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play, 3rd and 5. The line to gain, the 2-yard line. Childs checks to the sideline. Anderson back in there in the backfield.
Yeah, I like Anderson back there carrying the ball right off tackle. Right over here with that unbalance. See where the two wings are.
Going to run that way. They've got blockers. Anderson's got the first down. Touchdown. Anderson in from 5 yards out. 7 yards out, excuse me. Anderson with a 7-yard touchdown run. So Zane Anderson with his 4th touchdown on the night. Steele to
running clock.
Raul Steele to attempt the extra point and manages to get it through.
And, that young man's getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on, too. He's getting a lot of chance to kick.
Well, that was a new kicker.
That was a new
kicker. Yeah, instead of Hughes. It will be a running clock here at 35.
Is it 35, 36?
Hold on. We went over this in the preseason. In Kentucky, it's one thing. In Indiana, it's another.
Well, was that kick good?
Yes, kick was.
So it should be 49.
Oh, I thought the kick was good. Well, maybe the kick was not good. I could have sworn it was. Sorry for the confusion here, folks.
Kick was no good.
No good.
Sorry.
Yep, Steele missed on the extra point attempt, so it's 48-13.
So we just got the signal from the field judge that it will be a running clock.
So with 4:37, BNL scores that in the 3rd period. 3 scores for the Stars here in the 3rd period. And Julian on this near side backed up.
Good kick.
And picks it up about the 8-yard line. Spins away from one man. Tries to get to the open field. Gets out to the 25. Boy, thought maybe he'd have one to break there, and he might have scampered for a whole lot more.
Was that Julian?
It was DeVar Julian.
Did you see that nice move, the little spin move he made?
Great spin move, and able to keep a hold of the ball and keep those legs a-churning. 1st and 10 now. As, again, we are in a running clock situation here. BNL up 48-13. Going to speed things along here a little bit. And really on that snap, Zion Mansfield now Runs, and nice first down run, plus a little more, out to about the 40. And really expected more of that from Jeff tonight.
That's exactly, yeah. Sorry, Todd. That's exactly what I was going to say. That's what we expected from Jeff tonight.
Because Mansfield, he had first game of the season, had 8 carries for 86 yards and 3 TDs. Thought he would really carry the load. But BNL had a lot to say about that. One of your keys was keep Jeff's skilled players off the field by controlling the clock and the ball, and they've done that. Handoff again, Mansfield, and spin move there right at the first down marker, carries it into Bedford North Lawrence territory. Staggs comes up to make the hit. So good running there.
And to me, this is what Jeff is built on, and that's what they should have been doing. You know, the Julian, hey, great receiver. Every once in a while, throw him a bone out there and let him catch a long pass. But this is Jeff right here running the football.
Phillips, handoff, and Mansfield just about lost the ball there, I believe, but collected it back up and carried it forward to the 40-yard line. Still an 8-yard carry, 7-yard carry after dropping the ball.
Yeah. Normally that ball doesn't bounce right back up to you either. It usually takes a funny bounce, normally towards the opponents.
As the third quarter continues to wind here, again a running clock situation. Phillips, handoff, inside, and the whistle blows. That was the sort of that scamper back there, Jared Tyson on the carry. Staggs comes up to make the stop again. 3rd and 3 from the 40-yard line.
You know, we were expecting kind of a high-scoring game tonight.
I was expecting more of a trade team for team, not just one team. I really have to say that.
Yeah, me too. Shocking, actually.
Phillips looks to throw right side, overthrows Julian just off the fingertips. And the Red Devils here, every time they seem to kind of get something going, they just haven't been able to push through 4 downs, it seems like.
Right. And you know, this is our first time seeing Jeff. We won't see him again. But it looks like, to me, they're trying to find, what are we? Are we a passing team? Are we a spread team? Are we a running team? What exactly are we?
Throwing right side, and pass incomplete, intended for Julian. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. So turnover on downs, and the Stars will take over at their own 40-yard line. I expect that we will see a number of different players in here.
Well, we've still got
we'll
Garner in the game. I saw Garner come in. Is this a quarter? Yeah.
Will it be the end of the quarter? And that will be the end of the quarter. So at the end of 3, Bedford North Lawrence all over the Jeff Red Devils, 48-13. Come on back for fourth quarter action here on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Isaiah. And I'm Grant. I'm vape-free because I've witnessed and experienced firsthand how tobacco can affect teens who want to escape from school, work, or other social activities. When it comes to curbing teenage use of tobacco and e-cigarettes, actions speak. Voice Indiana engages, educates, and empowers teens throughout the state to take action by promoting and celebrating a lifestyle free of tobacco and e-cigarettes.
Find out how you can be part of the statewide youth empowerment movement and help end teenage nicotine use by going to voiceindiana.org.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we begin the fourth quarter, running play there from the home Stars. And we are under a running clock situation, 48-13, as the Stars come back out on offense. And still with Memphis Loudon in at quarterback. Handoff. They're in the backfield. Nice little gainer. First down and some more.
Our man Pierre Childs.
And that is Pierre Childs. And with that first down, that gives me the opportunity to read a few scores for you. Charlestown, who we will have for you on Glycod in a couple of weeks, over Clarksville, 27-14 in the third quarter. New Albany, big over Jennings County, 48-0 at the end of 3. Lloyd Memorial out of Kentucky over Providence, 17-0. We've got Providence the next couple of weeks here on Glycod for you. Silver Creek up 7-0 over Floyd Central at half. And Rock Creek up over Indiana Def, 18-14 at the half.
Well, that is a big game for Silver Creek.
Absolutely.
Because, everybody said, well, if you get to play the big boys, they can play with the big boys. I'll guarantee it. We've seen them play enough. Yeah. They can play with the big boys.
Yeah, they should be able to, and that's their first ever trip to Floyd Central High School. And so you're right. They have scheduled those bigger teams, and so
they have Jeff in a couple weeks too, I think.
They do.
Are we doing that game? No.
Not that I know of. Not yet.
Okay.
Not that I know of. It's not to say we're not. I just haven't seen that far out in the future. Second down and 5 here. Ball on the 41 for Loudon and the Stars. Rolls out, left side, has a man, caught at about the 22, knocked out of bounds. That was Grant Todd down around the 10-yard line. So the 11 knocked out, just about the 11. No, it's at the 10. So Grant Todd, 6 foot, 185-pound senior, comes up with that big reception.
Coach Barker, I think right now has done an amazing job turning this around in a period of 3 weeks. And playing that hard competition, paying off tonight.
Yeah. So Bedford North Lawrence coming in 0-2, but they certainly have not played as a winless team, and we have a timeout on the floor. I did it again. On the field, we've got the chance to take our own timeout, so we're going to step away, hear from one of our great sponsors here on Glycod.
Nobody wants to be told that they have cancer. When you find out that you have cancer, you want to make sure and try to get it treated as quickly as possible. That's what Priority Radiology did for me. The time they saved me from fretting about it is something I can't repay. They got me my results within 3 hours. It's unheard of to get that kind of results that quick. I can't hardly tell you how important that was for my mental state. It really helped me get through that day.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Back at Bedford North Lawrence, where the Stars deep in Jeff territory one more time. First and goal from the 10. And handoff. And that was Hall. No, excuse me. Yes, that was Zach Brosmall. Interesting name.
Yeah, and Bedford, I think, is emptying their bench now. Got some of their reinforcements in the game. And Todd, to cover for you just a little bit on the floor in the field, with this artificial turf, it's more like a floor than it is a field.
Well, that's nice of you to be trying to cover for me, but that somehow I didn't make the switch when it's floor and field from basketball to football. You think 6 months later I wouldn't have too much trouble with that, but So BNL now, as Coach said, has some backups in the game, and that includes Baker, Braden Baker, the sophomore, 5'9", 140 pounds. So another sophomore, as Memphis Loudon had played most of the game at that quarterback spot. Now a handoff.
Oh.
Brosamy, the ball carrier. I'll get it right sooner or later. Zach Brosamy is was the ball carrier there and lost a couple of yards. So BNL going backwards here with this group in. But at this point, and a face mask
against Jeff.
Bedford
does have some of their starting offensive linemen still in the game, by the way. Which is good, you know, when you're putting a new quarterback in and new running backs and young kids. It's nice to have the real good offensive line in front of them, kind of help them out a little bit.
And that's the fourth penalty for Jeff this half for 30 yards. BNL alternately has only been penalized once for 5 in this second half. Brosamy carry again, and he tries to stay on his feet, but all he did was go sideways there. Trying to get a spider, keep it from going in my my equipment. I don't want that.
I thought you were slapping at that hornet that's been flying around.
No.
In fact, he's on your back now.
Oh, okay. Great. Let's not have a hornet on my back. I've already been nailed by a couple of wasps a couple weeks ago. Rather not have any other big stings. Thanks. So as with the running clock, I have to say we're just kind of letting this wind down.
Letting this run out. There's delay a game.
Delay a game against Bedford North Lawrence. So that is the second penalty on the Stars. For another 5 yards, but of course with the running clock, that doesn't stop the clock either. So for Bedford North Lawrence, that's just what they want to have happen. Now a low snap, and Baker just falls on it, bringing it up 4th down.
Smart move on his part.
Yeah, don't try to pick it up and get swarmed under or maybe get hurt. So Baker comes to the sideline. Hear from the coaching staff.
You know, for a minute, if I can take a minute here, I probably need to apologize to some of our Bedford North Lawrence / Bedford fans who are watching tonight.
Yes.
Because I've said Bedford a few times and BNL most of the time, but
as Baker gets ready to get the ball, high snap. Tries to get that ball off to Brosamy and nearly popped loose there.
If you are an alumni of the old Bedford High School, you're a stone cutter, and you don't really want to ever be considered a star. If you are a BNL star, then you are totally separate from the old stone cutters of Bedford High School. So I will apologize because I've said Bedford when I meant BNL.
I got you. 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
And I learned that when I was at Hanover College, and we had a very, very good track runner from Bedford, and he told me, I am a stone cutter, not a star.
I got you. He took that very personally.
He did.
Yeah. And we get to see Nick Schindler in the ballgame for the Red Devils. He was a quarterback there. Gain of 5, so brings up 2nd down and 5. The clock continues to tick away here. And Schindler calling for it and has a man loose there. That's Jared Tyson. Jared Tyson gets it across into Bedford North Lawrence territory, down to the 47. First and 10 for the Stars. So Jeff has sophomore Nick Schindler in the backfield. He was 3 for 3 passing last week. Hands it off to Tyson this time, though. Tyson rips forward for a few yards there. Jared Tyson, 6-foot senior, 185 pounds for these Red Devils. Ryan Perry, the inside linebacker, came up to make that play. It's one of the starting lineup. Now here comes the rest of the starters off to the side. Coach, BNL's kind of all subs now.
And they should be celebrating. They really played one fine football game tonight, and Coach Barker ought to be very, very pleased with his squad.
Zion Mansfield back in the ball game, trying to battle forward on this second down play. Gets it near the 40-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go now. Yeah, go ahead.
And the Bedford, I'm watching the Bedford sideline here. Their players are ecstatic. They're just having a good old time on the sideline. It's been a long time since Bedford won. Those kids went through a long stretch last year without a victory.
Well, thrown out there by Schindler. Oh, and then a little chippy after the play there by Julian.
He doesn't need to do that. He's a better player than that. He's very frustrated, I'm sure. But he's played a great game and made some fantastic catches. Doesn't need to end it like that.
Well, and as Coach said, Bedford North Lawrence happy to put this one in the win column. And their last win was September 11th, 2020, when they defeated Madison 41-28. So nearly a year coming.
Yep.
Nice pitch and catch there to Curl for Jeffersonville. Moves the chains, but we're down to 20 seconds remaining. And let's see if Jeff wants to run one more play. Looks like they do. So final play of the game here likely for Jeffersonville.
Oh, Coach is going to get a bath. Coach is going to get a bath.
Heave to the end zone.
Yes, he is.
And that will do it.
That is probably one of the best baths he's ever had in his life. He'd be happy to get that bath every Friday night.
All right, so.
Look at this. This is great. Look at the kids cheering on the sideline here.
So the Bedford North Lawrence faithful, very, very happy, christening this new field with a win. Bedford goes to 1-2, and the Jeff Red Devils fall to 1-1. The Stars come away with the victory, 48-13. Let's step away. When we come back, we got a lot for you on the postgame show here on Glycod.
Opioid overdoses in Clark County are at record highs. That's why the Clark County Health Department is now training volunteers to administer to victims of opioid abuse the drug Narcan, which may reverse its effects. To find out when and where CPR and Narcan training will be available, visit clarkhealth.net. You can help control the opioid epidemic. A message from the Clark County Health Department.
I'm a tailgater tailgating to get to my tailgate. I can't go anywhere. But you're so busy watching me tailgate that you don't see the one in front of you. And your cut rate car insurance, it might not pay for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Contact Floyd Snobs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page today.
One fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Interstate Batteries. Find a wide selection of batteries for all types of vehicles at their locally owned Jeffersonville location, 1510 Production Road.
Back at Bedford North Lawrence High School, where the BNL Stars defeat the Jeffersonville Red Devils 48-13 in Hoosier Hills Conference play. Jeff falling to 1-1, BNL improving to 1-2. And Coach, it was really a heck of a game played by Bedford North Lawrence, particularly in the trenches. Your thoughts on this ball game?
Well, my first thoughts, and I don't know, we didn't catch it on camera, but it was so neat to see the BNL student body, who's all dressed up in very bright colors, rush the field and celebrate with their football team. That to me says that says a lot about the school spirit, small town Friday night lights. That's what it's all about. Really, to me, that's what it's all about. I get a chill seeing stuff like that. We said the key of the game was how the offensive line was going to dominate Jeff if they were going to have a chance to win. They did dominate Jeff the whole game. Did a great job. Jeff never seemed to get their running game on track. Like I said, it seems like they're trying to figure out what their identity is. Are we a passing team? Are we a running team? Be honest with you, in high school, it's very difficult to be good at both those things. You're going to either be a really good running team and throw the ball once in a while, or you're going to be a real good passing team and you're going to run the ball every once in a while. You can't really be very good at either one of those, at both those things.
All right, well, we're going to step away here very briefly, and then when we come back, we will give you the drive of the game. That'll just be a minute or so down the way, so come on back for the drive of the game. Coach will pick that out for you here on Glycod.
COVID-19 continues in our community. We are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Time for tonight's drive of the game. Tonight's drive of the game brought to you by Jim Butner Auto Group in Clarksville. They're striving to keep you driving. And, Coach, your thoughts on tonight's drive of the game?
Well, and normally you don't think of the first or second series of the game being the drive of the game. But let me kind of go back a little bit. Jeff got the opening kickoff and went down the field, or got the kickoff. Anyways, Jeff got the ball back, went right down the field, finally was stopped. They went to kick a field goal. The field goal was blocked. Weird things happened. The ball didn't go across the line of scrimmage, so Jeff Lyman catches the ball. There were no whistles. He scampers as a big old lineman can scamper.
Right. He
lumbered into the end zone. A touchdown. And, of course, the BNL players and coaches are all stunned, like, what the heck happened? As we were, too.
Yep, and we were, too.
So that would have been a perfect time for a team that has lost 8 games in a row, and they could have dropped their head. They could have said, oh, darn, here we go again, and we're going to get bad breaks. It's the same old, same old. But with their new coach and their new attitude, they got the ball right back, went right down the field and scored. Changed the whole momentum of the game for Bedford. So to me, the drive of the game was the drive after that weird touchdown Jeff had.
Absolutely. They came right back down the field, and rushing touchdown from Memphis Loudon. Hughes popped through the extra point, making it 7-all. Well, let's step back away again. When we come back, we will talk about just a little look at some final numbers for you, and then we'll have most outstanding players still coming here on Glycod.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a one-bedroom or $1,050 for a two-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
Drug use in adolescence or early adulthood can have a serious impact on a teen's life. Teenagers who use marijuana are more likely to have lower grades, even drop out of school. They may also suffer from impaired driving, higher levels of anxiety, and depression. We all want to see the youth in our community succeed. Regardless of your stance on marijuana, we can all agree that it is not right for teens. Paid for by Drug-Free Communities, the Department of Mental Health and Addictions, and Our Place.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
I'm your cat. And ever since you brought me home that day, I've been plotting to destroy you. This is a billion years of tiger DNA just ready to pounce. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, you could be coughing up the cash for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like meow.
Contact Floyd Snobbs and Jeffersonville Allstate agent Packy Page for a quote today.
You never know who you're going to run into at a Skyline. I moved to Cincinnati and I was playing in bands. I met Michael and we've been playing and writing music ever since. We live 300 feet from a Skyline and we go there constantly.
And I'm sure there have been multiple times where we've gone before a show and then after the show. Any time for us is Skyline time.
It has a feeling kind of like those mom and pop diners, also like a deep charm for me.
It's just good hangs there at Skyline.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
Time for a look at tonight's final numbers from here at Bedford North Lawrence High School. Look at tonight's final numbers from German American Bank, strengthening communities since 1910. Well, and so what we've got up is the 4 rushing touchdowns from Zane Anderson and the Bedford North Lawrence Stars. He had 3 in the first half, and then 1 to cap things off in the third quarter. So 4 rushing touchdowns from Zane Anderson. We've got the penalties for Jeffersonville, 12 penalties by our count for 58 yards, 28 in the first half, 30 in the second. And then finally the 3 turnovers by the Jeffersonville Red Devils, 2 interceptions and a fumble. And that gives us our final numbers, Coach. Thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's weird to have 12 penalties and only have 58 yards, but so many
Couple
of their
were like
penalties were like
1.5 yards.
1.5 yard penalties for a holding penalty, 1.5 yards. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 1.5 yards. Face mask, 1.5 yard penalty.
Right.
It was some strange penalties.
And by the way, those are unofficial numbers, so what you read in the paper tomorrow might be slightly different. Those are just my numbers.
Yeah.
But.
So I was impressed. Again, I can't say how much I was impressed with the Bedford North Lawrence players, the way they played the game, their game plan, their attack. They had a very balanced game plan. Really, really good running game with Anderson and the big 5 offensive linemen. So congrats to those big old hosses in the front. And their defensive line played pretty well, too.
They did as well. Well, let's step away. When we come back, Coach is going to give us our most outstanding players of the game. Stay tuned for that when we return here on Glycod.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
You're busy, always on the go, and when your car needs repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop, you can make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 812-949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and are family-owned and operated. They've been serving Southern Indiana since 1954 at 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. It's your car, and you have a choice on your repair. Call's Body Shop. Can they fix it? Yes, they can.
What makes a credit union different or better? As a full-service credit union for the communities we serve, Centra offers competitive rates, online convenience, and a solid network of branches and ATMs. But we think we offer something more.
They looked at me as a person, not a number.
I would say it's always been a good, personable experience, whether it's over the phone or actually at a Centra location.
And we don't just listen to our members. We deliver new services, better rates, and lower fees. Visit Centra.org to learn more.
Visit Westminster Village, Kentuckiana in Clarksville for affordable retirement living in a multi-level community setting. Our monthly apartment rentals start at $750 for a 1-bedroom or $1,050 for a 2-bedroom with no security deposit or application fee. We also offer assisted living options with Medicaid waivers accepted. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour or go online at westminstervillageretirement.org for a virtual tour. Experience the difference at Westminster Village, Kentuckiana.
As COVID-19 continues in our community, we are seeing increased cases in the younger population. While severity may be lower, there are still many health issues associated with infection, risk of transmission to other vulnerable citizens, and increasing the rate of development of variant strains. This is why the CDC recommends you get vaccinated. For more information or to schedule a COVID-19 vaccine or test, visit www.clarkhealth.net. Again, that's www.clarkhealth.net.
Skyline for me is like my second home. So I started off at drive-thru, and then the next thing I know, I was serving full-time. My favorite regulars are always the ones with the kids. We're just laughing, talking, catching up on whatever's going on in our lives. Sometimes when I'm working the drive-thru, I'll hear a specific voice, and I know exactly who it is. When they pull around, I'm so excited to see them, and they're just as happy to see me. Skyline is more than just a restaurant to me. It's a fun place to work, and it's a fun place to eat.
You're watching Southern Indiana High School football from Glycod.
As we wrap things up here at Bedford North Lawrence High School, where the home Stars christened this brand new field turf field with a 48-13 win over the Jeff Red Devils. It's time for Coach to pick our most outstanding players of the game. Tonight's most outstanding players brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line near 265. If it's game time, it's Skyline time. Coach, what are you thinking?
Well, for Jeff, we had one vote for Yuri Abreu, but that was vetoed.
Okay.
Because we can't have a punter. Although he did punt the ball well.
He punted the ball well.
Give
It's
him
not
credit.
that we can't.
We just not.
Yeah.
Davari Julian by far had the best game for Jeff, most valuable player for Jeff team. Three really fantastic catches in that first quarter, actually, or for at least the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Stretched out on the fingertips. That touchdown catch he made was fantastic. He had one against his helmet down here. Just had a great game. For BNL, I thought about just giving it to the entire offensive line because they just played so well and just dominated the game. Dylan Nykirk does a good job at slot, at returning kicks, does a lot of things.
Yeah, that big punt return. Yep.
Zane Anderson, though, he's the man. He ran so hard. He's got to be congratulating and thanking his offensive lineman tonight, but I think Zane Anderson's the most valuable player for Bedford North Lawrence tonight.
All right, so tonight's most outstanding players, Davari Julian and Zane Anderson, brought to you by Skyline Chili on Grant Line Road in New Albany. For more information on tonight's winners and to vote for our Player of the Week presented by Colby Martin, please visit glycod.com. Voting begins tomorrow at noon and runs through Wednesday morning. And a special thanks to Colby for his support of this recognition. Well, final thoughts on tonight's ball game and the way things are beginning to shape up, maybe in the Hoosier Hills Conference, Coach.
Well, I'll be interested to follow Bedford's scores the rest of this year to see if they keep it up. It'll be interesting. I would like to watch Jeff next week. We won't, but it'd be interesting to see what adjustments they make on their team. Yeah. And what if Coach Parker figures out we're a running team, we're a passing team. We got to do one thing really well.
Right. Well, that will wrap it up from here at Bedford North Lawrence High School. As always, for the most in-depth coverage of Southern Indiana high school sports, visit glycod.com. Join us next week from Clarksville High School for Providence versus Clarksville, that just down-the-block rivalry there. Tonight's on-site producer was Colby Martin. Glycod executive producer was Steve Bird. Dylan Indris running the camera for us, senior from here at Bedford North Lawrence. Our thanks to him. For Coach Jim Kazmarek, I'm Dr. Todd Carter saying so long from Bedford North Lawrence High School, where our final score was BNL 48, Jeffersonville 13. You've been watching Southern Indiana High School football on glycod.com. Good night, and thank you. God bless everybody.
From Glycod, this has been Jim Butner Auto's Southern Indiana High School football. Jim Butner Auto in Clarksville, striving to keep you driving. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Interstate Batteries, the car battery auto techs prefer. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page, he puts you in good hands. The Clark County Health Department, promoting a safe and healthy community. ClarkHealth.net. Community Action of Southern Indiana, helping people, changing lives. By Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Carter Family Dentistry in New Albany. Our Place. Priority Radiology. And by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.